Hello, thank you for tuning in to this 2025 primary election candidate forum for the Olympia City Council Position 4. This forum is presented by the League of Women Voters of Thurston County in collaboration with Thurston Community Media. The League of Women Voters is proud to be nonpartisan, neither supporting nor opposing candidates or political parties at any level of government. I am Nicole Miller with the League. I will be moderating this forum. Greg Hammaker is our timer. According to the Council Guidebook by the City of Olympia, members of the Olympia City Council are collectively responsible for establishing policy, adopting an annual budget, providing vision and goals, and hiring and supervising the city manager, police auditor, and hearings examiner. Wendy Carlson and Michael A. Marstrom are the two candidates participating in today's forum. Clark Gilman was invited but had prior commitments. For this forum, each candidate will have the opportunity to answer a series of questions and give a closing statement. They will take turns being the first one to answer the question. Each one will relate to each subject only, and candidates should answer the questions posed. Each candidate will have 1 minute to respond to the questions. We stress the importance of civility in our forums. Wendy and Michael, do you understand and agree to abide by the rules of this forum?
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you. Beginning with Michael, the first question is, why are you running for the Olympia City Council?
Well, I'm running for Olympia City Council mostly because I am an educator. I'm a teacher, a special education teacher. I teach Washington State history. And my students were talking to me about the elections, and I really thought this would be a good time to prove to them what does democracy really look like and go through the experience myself. I've also had this calling for leadership. I was a principal for many years, and I really am into serving the community. My whole life has been about service. With the change in the political climate on the national level, I'm deeply concerned about Olympia being a safe place. It is my mission and my crusade to continue to make Olympia a very safe and sanctuary type of city where everyone can feel welcome, invited, and safe. As an elected official, I plan to collaborate with all areas and all people to ensure that every voice is heard and that truth is accepted.
Thank you.
Timer.
Wendy?
Yeah, hi, my name is Wendy Carlson, and I'm running for position number 4. I ran in 2021 and learned a lot. My wife and I've lived here for over 4 generations. My kid, our 5th generation. My family's been here for over 100 years. I love this city. I'm very proud of our city. My wife is a retired firefighter from Tacoma. I am a retired community corrections officer for the state of Washington Department of Corrections. One of the things I think I really bring to the table that the City Council has never had is my job for 20 years was getting people to services and holding them accountable. I think that our city is in crisis right now, and we really need to get back to the basics. So I really look forward to serving everyone in this community. I think everybody's voices need to be heard, and I would appreciate that. Thank you.
Thank you. This question, beginning with Wendy, is what are the top priorities for the city of Olympia that you would like to address for the next 4 years?
Homelessness and the unhoused is very important to me. Like I just said, I have 20 years experience of getting people to services. We need the unhoused. I've gone into the jungle. There are people living there that just need a hand up. We need to build affordable housing. We are building a lot, but not necessarily affordable. We need to really sit down at the table with builders and contractors and landlords and really figure out how we can build affordable housing. We need to make sure that our city is safe. We need to make sure our public servants are well trained, our fire and police. And I just think we need to get back to revitalizing our downtown, taking care of small businesses, and making sure that they feel very supported.
Thank you. Michael?
Thank you. Wendy and I have spoken before, and it's really interesting because she and I are very much on similar pages about the priorities for Olympia. And I think that's an important thing to know because the leadership in Olympia is all heading in the same direction. Obviously, homelessness is becoming a crisis level. There are areas of Olympia that might not be super safe. As a special education teacher, I've learned that a lot of it can begin at the childhood age, teaching coping and resiliency, and hopefully that carrying over into adulthood and ultimately a philosophy that goes on in Olympia that everybody can embrace. There's a budget issue that might be coming up here in a few years, and I want to be a part of that. Having a degree in mathematics from the Evergreen State College, I believe I am qualified to understand the importance of responsible budgeting and practical budgeting. But above all, it's going to be about a collaborative culture that I'd like to instill into the Olympia politics. I really believe that we can work together and find a common solution through practical conversation.
Thank you. Michael, how is the City of Olympia handling diversity, equity, and inclusion? And do you think any changes are needed?
I believe that Olympia is handling it incredibly well. I grew up in Olympia. I am part of a fourth generation, not five like Wendy here, but just one generation behind. And that is one of the beauties of Olympia. It truly is a diverse place. There truly is equity, and there truly is inclusion if the individual wants to be included. Olympia is doing a really good job, but I want to be really, really careful to make sure that we are still continuing to reach out to those that are in need, particularly the homeless, and particularly anybody that is marginalized, and again, to make sure that this is a safe and inviting city. The inclusion for all people must be something that when people come here, they want to be included, and that would be taking advantage of some of the wonderful services and wonderful people that Olympia already has embedded into its culture.
Thank you. Wendy?
Yeah, as a lesbian woman in the 1980s, I'm well aware of what it means to be diverse and have equity and inclusion. We've come a long way. We have a long way to go, and in a lot of ways I feel like we're going backwards. But I do think, I agree with Michael, that Olympia does a very good job. It's why I raised my kids here. It's why I decided to move back to Olympia, was because I knew that my kids, I could raise my kids with two moms and feel like we were going to be accepted. I also want to add that I'd like to expand the language for access to disabilities, accommodations, and inclusive city services. I'd also like to support the indigenous sovereignty and partnerships with local tribes, including stewardship of natural resources. And I'd also like to make sure that we have diverse representation. I am the first lesbian woman who will be running for city council, so thank you.
As a lifelong member of Thurston County, it makes me proud to hear the things that you all have to say about our community. Okay, returning to Wendy. The next question is, as local governments are facing significant financial challenges, what do you see as Olympia's toughest financial issues?
Well, the city of Olympia is in a severe budget crisis. They just came out with a hiring freeze. We are $200,000 short on sales tax. And it's what I said in my intro, that revitalizing our downtown and getting people to come downtown will boost our sales tax. We really need to start spending what we're bringing in rather than focusing on stuff that we really need and not having the money for it and sustain that money for it. So I think it's really important that we get back to really focusing on what's important. The current city council right now, it's one of the reasons why I'm running, is we're in a mess and we're going to have to dig ourselves out of it. I think it can be done, and I think it's really kind of reframing what is going on in our city.
Thank you. Michael?
Thank you. I'm in agreement with Wendy that we are running short and we're not really heading in the right direction. What I'm proposing is working on capital gains projects. Adding to the infrastructure that already exists and maintaining it. And I'm thinking a little more, not 4 years, but 20 years. I'm thinking about my daughters. I'm thinking about what kind of city will they inherit when they become citizens. The things that I really want to make sure that are always there is going to be making sure that the roads are in good condition, making sure that we maintain proper transportation, particularly for our inner-city transit and access to all services in all areas of Olympia. And also making sure that we are in cooperation with the school district. I believe the schools are really a backbone of our community and sort of a lifeblood. And that is our future, and again, I'm thinking a little more 20 years down the road rather than 4 years.
Thank you. Beginning with Michael, the fifth question is, how well is Olympia managing the issue of homelessness, and what do you think needs to be done?
Oh boy. This is an ongoing conversation, and I've had this with many, many people. How well? Well, I guess I would have to say it still exists, and it still is an obvious thing in our area. But I also think it's going on all up and down the West Coast. I don't think it's a particularly Olympia problem. What I would like to do is make sure that when people are in Olympia, they are always safe. Whether you're homeless or you do have a home, you can walk through the streets or the woods without any fear. I am concerned about resiliency and attitudes of the typical citizens. I believe this can be taught through proper leadership and through proper messaging. Teaching people that, you are going to take hard knocks in life, but there are ways to bounce back and recover. I want to spend energy, time, and money on making sure that everybody understands that they are valuable and that they can contribute to our area.
Thank you. Wendy?
Yeah, I think that the city has done some great things. We've developed the model of housing first. I think housing first in an overall umbrella is a great thing. I think we need to really look at that and kind of triage that. I think if the expectation is if people are going to go to treatment and come out, we need to have a place to be able to put them where it's clean and sober housing. I think it's very important. I went into the jungle. I believe I'm one of the first council candidates or council members to go into the jungle. I think it's very important that if we are going to be making decisions on housing and homelessness and addiction, I think it's important that we are able to go into those places and really have face-to-face conversations with those people. I also have 2 people that have made it out of addiction that are helping me with my campaign, because I think those are the people that will get us out of this situation. I can't, make those decisions because I'm not an addict. Those are the people that are going to have the answers for us.
Thank you. Wendy, the final question is, do you have any concerns about the condition of city infrastructure such as roads and sidewalks? And if so, what suggestions do you have to address those concerns?
Well, when we talk to our partners in Lacey and Tumwater, they talk about the roads in Olympia. And as I drive down the roads in Olympia, I think you notice that some of our roads are in bad shape, some of our sidewalks are in bad shape, some of the trees that have been growing up Capitol Way are buckling the sidewalks. When you are older, when you are disabled, you aren't able to use those sidewalks. So we really need to make that a very important piece of our Public Works Department is doing a great job. They're doing a very big project right now on Phones Road. Some of you may have sat in traffic. So I think we're doing some really good things, but I think we really, if we're gonna ask people to, pay into the city's pockets, we need to make sure that we're showing that our roads and our sidewalks are we're putting the money where the people are asking us to.
Thank you. Michael?
Roads are such a common thing in any American city. It seems like that's one of the first things that people get upset about. What can we do about potholes on our roads? And this is a typical issue. My suggestion or my thought would be initially looking at other cities and what have they done to be successful. I would treat it as a research kind of concept. And this would be collaborating with local citizens and seeing what the thoughts and ideas were to improve things. One thing I'm really interested in is bicycle riding. I think that Olympia should always have bike paths to encourage our carbon neutral stance and keeping our area clean. This is super important to me. I love riding my bicycle, and I want to maintain these incredible bike paths that we have and encourage it. But also making sure that everything is ADA compliant, making sure that all people have access to everything in Olympia, because it is such a wonderful and beautiful place. And above all, just maintaining that small environmental footprint.
Thank you. You now have 1 minute for a closing statement, beginning with Michael.
Thank you. First of all, I would really like to honor Wendy Carlson here. I met her a few days ago, and she was just the most incredible person, and I just want to thank her for running for office, because I was like, holy cow, she can really do this job. I think the difference that I will have is I'm going to be approaching this as a teacher. I'm not running for politics, I'm running as an educator. And we would sit down in a classroom and make objectives and assessments, and what is our goal, what do we want to accomplish. I have a master's degree, and my thesis was in professional collaboration. So this is something that I have done my whole life, and I kind of intend to carry on this whole project. And again, this is back to my students suggesting that I come out and do this. And well, here I am. And this is for you, my students of Olympia, and I'm here to continue to help you think, decide for yourself what is best for you, and continue making decisions for yourself about what would be best for your city.
Thank you. Wendy?
Olympia is at a crossroads. We can continue down the same path, spending more, expecting less, and watching our city struggle, or we can choose to lead with clarity, compassion, and common sense. I've spent over 2 decades working directly with people facing addiction, mental illness, and housing instability. I know change is possible because I've seen it one person at a time. I've brought together voices that often go unheard, people who've turned their lives around to help us build policies that actually work. I believe in restoring pride to our city, revitalizing our downtown, and ensuring public safety through smart, community-based strategies. I believe in housing that's affordable and a government that's accountable. This isn't about politics, it's about people. It's going to take us all working together to get Olympia back on track. I don't have all the answers, but I'll bring experience, commitment, and a deep love for this community. If you're ready for thoughtful, determined leadership, I'm ready to serve.
Thank you both. Thank you, Wendy and Michael, for participating in this candidate forum. We thank our partner, TC Media, for producing and airing it. We are indebted to TC Media for years of making these forums happen and educating the voters. TC Media is a nonprofit organization dedicated to making media production accessible to all. They are committed to providing our community with access to professional media production, education, and content creation resources. Your support helps provide studio space, equipment, and education for creators in our community. To donate to TC Media's work or to become a member, visit www.tcmedia.org. The League of Women Voters of Thurston County is a nonprofit, nonpartisan civic organization that encourages informed and active participation in government and works to increase understanding of major public policy issues and influences public policy through education and advocacy. To learn more about the League's work, support us. To learn more about our work or to support us with a donation or to become a member, please visit our website at www.lwvthurston.org. I'm so sorry I didn't bring my glasses. We encourage our viewers to be a voter in the upcoming election on August 5th, 2025. Every vote counts. Ballots for overseas military personnel were mailed on June 20th, and all other ballots will be available on July 16th. You may register to vote up to Election Day. Thank you for watching this 2025 Primary Candidate Forum.